Jai Hind, welcome back. Consider the question. Add 5 plus 3 root 2 and 3 plus root 5. So we have to add these two irrational numbers. Okay, so how can we write 5 plus 3 root 2 plus we have to add. So plus 3 plus root 5. Can we do more simplification? Yes. Why? Because here we have irrational part as well as rational part, isn't it? We have two rational numbers, 5 plus 5, and here we have plus 3. So that two numbers we can add, and then we can check the irrational part separately. What is 5 plus 3? 5 plus 3 is 8. Then, now check the irrational part. Can we add these two irrational numbers? No, because here we have root 2 and here we have root 5, different surds. And we have discussed we can't add or subtract different surds. Okay, so we have to write as it is. So we can write plus 3 root 2. Then here we have plus root 5. So here we can add only the rational numbers. And here, don't think that this 8 we got by adding this 5 plus 3. Always children are making mistake like this. When you get the question, there is a tendency to add these two, 5 and 3. But remember, this 5 is a rational number and 3 root 2 is irrational number. We can't join them. How we got this 3 here? 8 here. 5 plus 3 by adding the rational numbers. So 8 plus 3 root 2 plus root 5. Okay. Now this is the answer. Now come to next question. Add 7 root 3 plus 4 and 3 root 3 minus 1. So how can we write? 7 root 3 plus 4 plus 3 root 3 minus 1. So what we can do? We can add rational part separately and irrational part separately. So what are the rational numbers here? Plus 4 and minus 1. You have to consider the sign also. Plus 4 minus 1. What is plus 4 minus 1? It is 3. Okay. So we are getting it is equal to, first when we check the rational part we are getting 3. Now we have to check irrational part. Can we add 7 root 3 and plus 3 root 3? We can add, isn't it? Because they are same surds. So what is 7 root 3 plus 3 root 3? 7 plus 3, 10. 7 root 3 plus 3 root 3. Both are positive. So 10 root 3 plus 10 root 3. So we can write plus 10 root 3. Did you get, children? Adding rational numbers together and irrational part we are adding together. Okay, now come to this question. Find the sum of 9 plus root 5 and minus 2 minus 3 root 5. So 9 plus root 5 plus minus 2 minus 3 root 5. Same procedure we are doing. Rational part we have 9 and minus 2. What is 9 and minus 2? 9 minus 2 is 7. Then irrational part can we add? Yes, root 5 and here minus 3 root 5. Same surds. So we can add them. Root 5 minus 3 root 5. Root 5, what is the coefficient? 1. So what is the coefficients here? 1 and minus 3. 1 plus minus 3. What is 1 plus minus 3? It is minus 2. Then we have to write this root 5 also. So what is the answer? 7 already we have. Then minus 2 root 5. Okay children. Now another question. Subtract 3 minus root 3 from 5 minus 2 root 3. So subtract 3 minus root 3 from 5 minus root. So which one we have to write first? This one, isn't it? So 5 minus 2 root 3, then minus. So here you have to remember one thing. Whenever we have more terms for subtraction, we have to put inside the bracket. So I am putting bracket here, 3 minus root 3. Okay. Now we have to remove the bracket. So 5 minus 2 root 3. And here also we are applying the same rule what we have done in algebraic expression. How you have subtracted one expression from another expression? Here we have to change the subtraction as addition by taking the additive inverse of each term. So when we change the subtraction as addition, what change will come? Plus 3 will come as minus 3. Minus root 3 will come as plus root 3. The sign of each term will change. Now we can collect the rational terms. What are rational terms? Here 5, here minus 3. What is 5 minus 3? 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Then what is the irrational part? What is the irrational part? Minus 2 root 3 plus root 3. Root 3 means it is 1 root 3. So minus 2 plus 1. What is minus 2 plus 1? Minus 1. Then we have root 3 also. So what is the answer? 2 minus 1 root 3. Okay. And simply we can write 2 minus root 3. Okay children. So here also, here we got irrational numbers. Here we got irrational number. Here irrational. Here also irrational. Okay children. So these are some more problems on addition and subtraction. Children, are you in sleeping mode? Okay, let's move to some interesting part. Okay children, you have seen how to represent root 2, root 3, etc. on the number line. Okay, and you know every number line has its own place on the, every real number has its own place in the number line, isn't it? Now consider the number square root of 4.7. Is it a real number? Yes, sure. We know it is a real number, isn't it? And square root of 4.7 is an irrational number also. But there is a position for this number also in the number line. So we can find out the position of square root of 4.7 on the number line. So you have to watch the video very carefully to get the steps of construction. Okay. So our question is represent a square root of 4.7 on the number line. First, you have to draw a straight line like this. Okay. You have to draw a straight line. Okay. Now, we have drawn the straight line here. Now, you have to mark a point A on the number line. Mark a point here and name it as A. Name it as A. Okay, children? The point we are naming as A. Now, what is our number inside the root? 4.7. So, you have to take 4.7 from A. From A, you have to take 4.7. Listen the audio also. So, take 4.7 exactly. Okay, children? So, I marked 4.7 here. Okay. So, name it as B. Name the point as B. So, how much I have taken here? 4.7. 4.7 centimeter. Then, what you have to do is, take one more centimeter from B. From B, you have to take one more centimeter. Okay. So, 1 centimeter more we have to take. Okay. And mark it as C. This point is C. How much is this distance? 1 centimeter. Okay. 1 centimeter. Now what you have to do is, you have to draw the perpendicular bisector of AC. Perpendicular bisector of AC. What is perpendicular bisector? It will make 90 degree here and it will pass through the midpoint of AC. Okay. So, perpendicular bisector construction you have studied in lower classes. So, here also I am going to construct the perpendicular bisector of AC. Don't take it as A and B. We have to draw A. We have to take A as well as C. How can we take? We have to take, in the compass you have to take more than half of this AC. Just more than half of AC. Here one arc. Okay, children. Here one arc. Then down another arc. Okay. Now from A. From A. Now, from A, with the same radius, you should not change the compass length. You have to draw other two arcs for cutting the previous arcs. Okay, children? Now, when you join these 2 points of intersection, you will get perpendicular bisector of AC. It is not for AB, it is for AC. Okay, children? Okay? So, we got perpendicular bisector. Now, this point, the intersection point of this line and perpendicular bisector, we have to name it as O. Okay. Now, with O as center, you have to fix the compass at O. Fix the compass at O. You have to draw a semicircle. You have to draw a semicircle here. Okay? Semicircle here. Semicircle like this. See, children, since O is the midpoint, it passes through the A and C. Okay. So, we have drawn the semicircle like this. Next, what you have to do is, you have to take 90 degree at the point B using protractor. Okay. So we have to fix the center of the protractor at B. Don't forget, at B we have to keep the protractor, and you have to adjust this baseline also. Okay. We can mark 90 degree. So here it is coming 90 degree. Okay. So now we have to draw that 90 degree line from B. Okay. This is 90 degree line. Now here we are getting a point of intersection of this perpendicular line. Here we made 90 degree line. Okay. Perpendicular line and this semicircle is intersecting here. Okay. That point we can name as D. This is D. See children, now this BD will be square root of 4.7. Square root of 4.7. BD will be square root of 4.7. See how when we do this construction like this, you may have doubt whether we will get this length as square root of 4.7 or not. The explanation is given in your textbook. If you want, you can go through that. No need to by heart all this. Okay, no need to by heart all this. Now what you have to do is, this BD, this length BD, see children, when we find out square root of 4.7 by long division method, we are getting 2.16 etc. It is nearer to 2.2. So here also you can verify, after doing the construction you can verify it is near to 2.2 or not. We won't get exactly 2.2 or 2.16. It will be near to 2.1 or 2.2. So this BD is actually square root of 4.7. Okay. So, but here what is the question? Represent this number on the number line, isn't it? But here we didn't mark the number line. So we should mark the number line, and we have to mark this length on that number line also. So for that, what you have to do is, we have to mark the number line. Okay. See children, here we have taken 1 centimeter. Okay. So let it be 1 centimeter. So keep the scale like this, and this point B we are taking as 0. B we are taking as 0. Position of 0. And this we are taking as position for 1. Now you have to mark the number line correctly here. Keep the scale 0 position at B. Then 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter, etc. And we can mark this as 0, 1, here 2, 3, this 2, this 3, this 4, 5, etc. So we got the number line here, and we have to get the position of this square root of 4.7 on the number line. For that you have to fix the compass at B. Fix the compass at B and take the length up to D. Take the length up to D. Okay children. take the length up to D, then draw the arc like this from D. Okay, children. So did you see it is coming very near to 2. It will be 2.1 or 2.2. And this position is, this one gives, we can mark this as E, and this E gives square root of 4.7. Okay, so this BE, length of BE will be square root of 4.7 unit. Okay, children, did you understand? Now what are the steps? When I explain next question, you will get more idea. Okay. So what is the next question? Square root of 7.5. How can we start? Can you recall the steps? What are the steps? How can we start? First we have to start with a number line. Okay. So we are drawing not number line, a straight line. Okay. Draw a straight line. So we have drawn a number line, a line. Then we have to mark a point. We have to mark a point here. I am marking one point A. Then what we have to do? We have to take the given number 7.5 on the line. Take exactly 7.5. 7.5. Can you see 7.5? So 7.5. So I named it as B. Okay. What is the next step? We have taken 7.5. Then we have to take 1 more centimeter from B. 1 more centimeter from B. Okay. And name it as C. So here this is 1. And this one is 7.5. Okay. So now what is the next step? We have to draw the perpendicular bisector of AC, A and C. Don't forget that A and C we have to consider. How will you get? How can we draw? How can we draw the perpendicular bisector? From A and C we have to draw. Fix the compass at C and take more than half. Okay, children, I'm taking more than half. Okay, from C, don't forget that. Then from A with the same measurement, other arcs to bisect these two. Okay, now we have to join these 2 points of intersection. Okay, so what we have to mark? This point we have to mark as O. Okay, children. What is the next step? Can you recall? With O as center and OA as radius. So, fix the compass at O and take the radius OA. We have to draw a semicircle. So when you draw the semicircle, it should pass through A as well as C. Okay. So you have fixed the compass at O and take this distance OA. Okay. So semicircle I have drawn. Okay. What is the next step? Next we have to take 90 degree at B. Okay. We have to fix the center of the protractor at B, and the baseline you have to adjust properly. Now mark 90 degree. Mark this 90 degree. Then join B and this point. You will get the point of intersection. You have to mark it as D. Now what we can say? The square root of 7.5 will be this length BD. This BD will be square root of 7.5. Okay. Now, but here we got this length here only. We have to mark it in the number line. Okay. So we need number line also. How can we start marking number line? We have to start from here. B we have to take for 0. And here 1 centimeter. So C represents 1. Now we have to mark the remaining points. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So we marked 0, 1, and this is 2, this 3, this 4, this 5, etc. We got the number line. Now how will you get the position of square root of 7.5 on the number line? Fix the compass at B. Fix the compass at B and take the length BD. Up to D we have to take, and you have to draw the arc towards the number line. Arc towards the number line. Okay children. So it will come between 2 and 3. Okay, because 3 is square root of 9. So it should come before 3. If your construction is correct, it will come before 3. So that point, we can mark it as, this point is E. And this point is square root of 7.5. So, what is 7.5? The length BE represents from B to this E, it is square root of 7.5. Did you get children? Okay. If you didn't understand, you have to go through this step by step once again. Then try to do the more problems. You have to practice more. Okay children? Okay. Now I am going to give the homework from this section. Before that, let me give the steps of construction of these type of questions. It will help you to do more problems. You have to go through each and every step and understand and practice more questions. And in the first class, you have studied how to represent root 2, root 3, root 5, etc. on the number line. This method also can be applied for that type of questions also. Okay children? So these are the homework questions. You have to do the homework today itself, complete it, and you have to send it to your respective teachers. Okay. Now these are the questions, extra questions, and From textbook also you have to complete these two questions. Question number 1 and question number 4. Okay children, thank you. Take care.